We begin tonight at Spokane's Riverfront Park. Pig Out in the Park is officially underway. The event started just a few hours ago and will run through Monday. It had been on hold, of course, since the start of the pandemic, so this is the first year back since 2019, and organizers say it's better than ever. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. So even with the heat today, Pig Out in the Park is back. We sent our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, out there right now to check it out. And it is very, very hot out there. But are you having fun? Are people out there having fun?
People are out here having a blast, and I've talked to quite a few people so far. Everybody seems to be out just kind of walking the main drag, getting a bit of food. But yes, it is hot. It is miserable. It's a bit melty even. Everything just seems to be as hot as it was coming out of the fryer because it's just that kind of hot outside. Heat advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. for just how warm it is across much of the inland Northwest. For us, well, it's those temperatures up near 100. Spokane, we sit at 99 degrees. If we hit 100 today, that ties a record for a high temperature for the date and the latest in the season we have ever hit 100 degrees. Coeur d'Alene 97, Sandpoint 93, and 97 in Wenatchee as well. It is incredibly hot outside, and it is going to stay that way as we move through the next few days. Heat's not going anywhere anytime soon, so we're going to keep just kind of doing the best we can to beat it. Next 12 hours, sun goes down. Notice the difference between 7 p.m. at 93 degrees and 9 p.m. at 78 degrees. As soon as the sun goes down, those temperatures will drop, and they will drop quickly. We fall down into the low 60s by tomorrow morning, and over the course of the next few days, well, it's those temperatures on the hot side. We're up in the mid 90s the next couple of days. Heat advisory is not in effect, but I'm telling you, it's still going to be hot. We'll be up near 100 again on Friday.
My goodness. All right, stay cool out there, Jeremy. Thank you very much. And by the way, Pig Out in the Park is one of the biggest events in Spokane. Before the pandemic, it brought in around $6.5 million for the city. Since then, though, attendance has not been the same.
You know, we've noticed that with all of our major events that happen in downtown Spokane, there's just been a slight lowering trend this year in terms of their return. So we're seeing anywhere from 60 to 80% of the event attendance that we did in years prior to 2020.
The city is expecting a better turnout, though, this year, partially because she says so many new people have moved into the area just in the last few years. For details on everything from the food to the music to the weather, just go to our website, KREM.com. The search is on tonight for a suspected road rage shooter. A shooting happened on Saturday near Chattaroy, and today the victims are speaking only to KREM 2. The couple has asked to remain anonymous until the suspect can be caught, but they say they did report the shooting after hearing gunshots, and they pulled off the highway. While the couple wasn't injured, they did find 2 bullet holes in their car. One bullet struck the car just inches from the passenger's leg. They talked to our Amanda Rowley today, and they were headed home late, noticed a car driving erratically behind them, then would speed up. They tried to speed up to keep a distance, but then they say the driver sped up to catch up with them. That's when they said they heard gunshots. They are now relying on witnesses to try and help bring this suspect to justice.
I don't want them to be able to kill somebody.
Yes.
I don't want them to have the opportunity to kill somebody because they almost killed me.
What kind of message do you hope comes from your story?
Make sure and join us tonight on KREM 2 News at 5. Our Amanda Rowley will share more about what those victims had to say and what happened that night. And if you have information that might help in this investigation, you're asked to please contact the Washington State Patrol and ask for Detective Lewis Stevens. And again, we'll have more on that story tonight on KREM 2 News at 5. Former Spokane police officer Nathan Nash is planning to appeal after a jury found him guilty on 2 rape charges yesterday. That jury also found him not guilty of unlawful imprisonment. KREM 2's Janelle Finch shares the reaction in the courtroom.
It's been 2 weeks since this trial began, and yesterday the verdicts came in. Yesterday, Nash walked away from the courtroom in handcuffs as the jury found him guilty on 2 counts of rape.
The verdict came in just before 5 p.m. Tuesday. As the judge read out the verdicts, Nash was stoic, but Nash's son cried in his mother's arms as Nash was taken out of the courtroom in handcuffs. His wife also came out of the courtroom addressing the media, saying, "The truth will come out. I will make sure the truth comes out." I spoke with Nash's attorney about his reaction to the verdicts. He says he was surprised at the outcome.
Obviously disappointed, as in any verdict like that. I thought the split of the verdicts, the not guilties and the guilties, were unusual. But, you know, the jury did their job. Obviously, they worked very hard for 2 days. And so, you know, we go to the next step.
And what's next for Nathan Nash, his defense attorney tells me, is appealing these guilty charges, as well as returning to court for the misconduct charge that was severed at the beginning of this trial. They meet in October to discuss the future of that charge. Reporting from the Spokane-County Courthouse, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
Spokane County Sheriff's deputies arrested a woman this week for breaking into a home and they say putting on the homeowner's underwear and jewelry. According to the sheriff's office, it happened around 1 a.m. yesterday morning inside a home in northwest Spokane County. The homeowner's son actually arrived home to see lights turned on and off when it was supposed to be an empty house. Deputies arrived and searched the home, finding the bedroom door locked. They then forced the door open and then say they found the 31-year-old suspect, Sean Lemire, lying face down on the bed, covered with blankets, wearing underwear, a robe, and jewelry from inside the home. She told deputies that she climbed up the mountain to a castle because a ghost told her to do so. The jewelry, which was worth over $2,000, was returned. The victim declined the return of the clothing items. Lemire has now been charged with residential burglary.
Transparency, honesty. There hasn't been any. Really helps.
Things getting very tense at a town hall meeting between the mayor, Catholic Charities, and dozens of West Hills neighbors last night in Spokane. At issue is a plan to buy that Quality Inn hotel and turn the property into emergency supportive housing for the homeless, up to 100 men and women who are currently living in a tent city off of I-90. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk was at that meeting and files this report.
You blindsided us with this whole project.
Go ahead.
Anger erupting at tonight's town hall, which was so packed, dozens of people had to stand outside or in the hallway.
We are dealing with the largest encampment that the city of Spokane has ever dealt with.
Mayor Nadine Woodward reminded people that the city only had 30 days to work out a plan in order to receive $24 million from the Department of Commerce to clear out the homeless camp near I-90 in Freya, which has swelled to more than 600 people.
This was a sloppy, messy process.
Catholic Charities plans to begin renovating the Quality Inn into an emergency supportive housing community. CEO Rob McCann says it's not a homeless shelter. People will have to be referred and interviewed, and only those ready and willing to stabilize their lives will be let in.
We will have rules and expectations at the Catalyst program. Our expectations are that drugs and alcohol will not be used in or around our property. And in fact, that will extend to the entire surrounding neighborhood. We will remove anyone who does not conform to our expectations about good behavior.
There will also be 24/7 security. Still, neighbors worry about the crowd it could attract.
There's nothing but criminal activity in that encampment, and you're bringing them to my home.
We already have a huge drug problem at Palisades Park. We already have prostitution. I carry a gun with two 80-pound dogs when I walk.
Catholic Charities say they strive to provide dignity to the people they serve, as well as neighbors and businesses.
It does look messy around our properties at times. We're committed to continuing to work with you and other neighbors to make sure that we have systems in place for this property, a perimeter fence, 30 staff on site. They're going to help us make this a beautiful property, not just a property relies on.
Oh, come on. It's going to look like Skid Row, like downtown.
Many neighbors here tonight want the project stopped and relocated to a different part of town.
I think we have accepted as a community that sometimes the interests of the marginalized need to be raised up and take precedent, and that's what's happening here.
Okay.
So we will continue to follow that and, of course, bring you updates. In the meantime, just hours ago, the FDA authorized Omicron variant targeting vaccines. The new updated COVID-19 vaccine could be available just in the next few days. The FDA did approve that update to shots made by Pfizer and Moderna that will target today's most common Omicron strain. Scientists hope this modified booster will help slow a forecasted winter surge of COVID infections. The CDC does still need to approve that additional shot.